stream will begin soon on Twitch.
There we are.
Twitching
We are
it.
live. We're here.
Twitching it well.
I need makeup.
You don't
No, I
need
don't.
makeup, bud. You're good.
My name is Delicious. You look delicious.
Make sure.
Vicious and delicious.
That should have been a tag. Was that a tag team? It was a tag team, no?
It was.
Wait,
We are live.
who was
Yeah,
delicious?
Vicious. It was Norton and Bagwell.
God
Scott
damn it.
Norton.
Vicious and delicious.
We are live on YouTube.
Buff
also.
Bagwell,
That's
who's
great, you
appears
guys.
to be doing good these days. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
he
you.
did.
Glad he's sobered up and cleaned up his life. We got elimination.
Will he still come out?
chamber.
Will he still come out for a strippergram, cuz? I know you call
He
him
might be
Jack.
doing little cameos or something. I think he does that now.
Hey, Cruz, happy birthday from Buff Bagwell.
Yeah. Hey, Cruz. I would rather get one from
Hey,
Big
Cruz.
Papa Pop. Got your hookup, Cruz. I love you, hear me?
Oh. A little blowback. A little blowback there.
Oh, sorry.
That was my
Yeah.
phone.
Oh,
Oh,
you're watching
nice.
this.
It's got us on a delay. It's smart. It knows.
It knows.
It,
It knows.
It knows
better
when
watch out,
Jack
these boys
Kirsten's
right
coming.
here. Yeah, we got
Dirty,
Elimination
dirty.
Chamber. This is the Elimination Chamber Go Home show of Unscripted. It's gonna be
Still in the
very
short-
exciting.
So I
It's only
didn't
a
realize
formation.
this last week. It's going to be at the Rogers Center, which is Skydome.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. So
Who knew until I looked it up?
I didn't know
Yeah,
that
so
I
it's,
did
it's
not
Skydome,
know that.
I did not know.
home
that.
of WrestleMania 6,
Brother.
home of WrestleMania 18. And so I went on the site. I clicked on Rogers Center on Wikipedia and just went over there. And WrestleMania 18 still holds the attendance records for that building.
Wow.
Over 68,000 people. They've not
It looks
broken that
so
record.
much smaller. I wonder if did they like reduce the
I'm sure
capacity
they- I'm
from
sure
like
they reviewed
Sky
it.
Dome
so
to an indoor?
there's going to be about 30,000 people at Elimination Chamber tomorrow. The setup is for 30
What?
or 32, I think. So yeah, it's not. I don't think they opened up the whole arena. It's closed off. To your point, Craig, like the stage is going to be pulled up, so they did not sell enough tickets, and I don't think they tried to. I think the arrangement's always been for like 32,000 the whole time. So I don't think they tried to sell it out.
Interesting.
That
It's
Yeah,
Toronto
there's-
it's great fans. I mean, was it last time there for PLE was Sammy and Roman? Was that Toronto?
That was Toronto. Yeah, last
Yes.
Elimination Chamber. Yeah, that actually-
Crowd is hot, man. It's going to be a good crowd.
I mean, I get that it's only chamber. I don't know what that means, but like, I feel like you could have done more than 30,000 plus. I don't know.
So well, the thing is, and again, I don't
It's
like
Canada.
believing the internet hype, like because it's really a minority, but at the same time, like it's going around now too, and they have I don't want to say they have soft sales because we still have 2 months before WrestleMania, and whatever happens here at the Elimination Chamber, and I'll get into it later about my feelings about how this needs to hook us right now. Like Elimination Chamber needs to get us hyped for WrestleMania because I don't feel tingles in my area
Oh, I do.
about WrestleMania yet.
And your aura.
In my
So a lot of
loins.
people, their arrangement setup is only like 52 to 58,000 for each night of WrestleMania, and they've only but they've only sold like 41,000 tickets for each night. So they're not moving the tickets quickly, and a lot of people are like, "Are we seeing the price blowout? Are we seeing the or burnout? I should say."
you know what I think.
Did they just extend their reach too far too soon, and then now people are like, "Fuck off! Like we're not going to go to your stupid events because we have to sell our vehicles to do that." I don't know. I the internet wrestling fan always reacts way too quick before
They don't know
anything
what
plays
they're
out.
talking
Sorry, I'm not siding with them.
They are not
I'm
accurate
just
on a
saying
lot of
that
things they're saying.
are we seeing like early WWE blowout? I mean, they could put 14,000 people in a building for SmackDown tonight, but I mean, when are we going to go broke? When are we going to go broke? Is my question.
I don't know if you
I don't
call
know.
it early.
I don't think
I
it's
hate
that
to
bad.
be the corp. Why you maybe defend corporations?
No,
right
because
now,
it
but-
is that bad. I mean, I don't know if you've seen ticket prices.
Well,
absolutely
what I'm
is
saying
that
is,
No,
I don't
it's-
think
it's
it's going to end
horrifying.
up being that bad when it comes down to it.
Yeah, I mean,
you think
yeah.
you think they'll sell the tickets?
I think they still will.
I-
Yeah.
But just I don't know if you can call it a pre, like it was too soon, like they went too hard too fast. I'm like, if you're a corporation, you're going to take all the money you can as quickly as you
Sure,
can, as long as you
sure.
can. So that being said, yeah, it's too expensive. It's too
It is
expensive. It is too fucking expensive.
And it's not just wrestling either. So after the pandemic and it has not laid up, it's like any side of live act is crazy. Like look at any concert tickets and that plus like Ticketmaster's like what do they call it? Tiered pricing or whatever. You're just fucked whatever you do. So it's like even stand-up comedians like Shane Gillis in an arena starts at like $90 or something like here. Like it's crazy.
Regular shows, like just regular small shows. Everything's up.
Yeah.
Well, we already talked about that. You just got to decide when enough is enough and stop buying it.
The consumer always has the power. I don't know why, the more that people buy this shit and fill these arenas out, the more they're going to keep doing it. So the second that we stop and go, you know what?
Jess, it's because it's a lot of these fans' jobs to fucking go to this show and to report on it. That's fucking.
I love that.
It's a lot of their jobs.
It's their fucking job.
It's my job. I don't like.
I can't believe I have to sell my fucking house, but it's my fucking job to go to this fucking show.
Like, well, it's my job. I have 52 followers on
YouTube.
X.
Just cut the stream out, by the way, for the cussing. But yeah, sorry.
Did they?
Did it really?
No, they didn't.
No. It's just.
Oh my god!
How many times?
I really hate YouTube.
But yeah.
So I need this. I need this show to hook me into WrestleMania. I don't feel it, and again. I know Triple H has
more
slow
interested in it than
burns,
last year's.
I trust the process, and I'm all good. I think we are going to see. And by the way, their last like 3 or 4 PLEs has been it's good. That's to me. That's all it's been. Royal Rumble was fine. Survivor Series was fine. Like, and it could have been better, but it was fine.
I thought Royal Rumble was way better than Survivor Series, though. Like,
I agree with that. I totally agree with that.
You are seeing some cracks in the overall like WWE is God kind of stuff on the IWC. It's like there were 2 stories this week about the women being unhappy how they're booked.
That's so stupid.
No, I know, but like even just more than I've noticed usual.
You know why that started? You know why that one started? And it literally, I watched it happen live as it started unfolding and trending. Just because Fightful said, "Oh well, I have a story from 2 years ago when I talked to someone backstage about the women not being happy about their spot in the Rumble. You guys want me to write a story about that?" And then that came out, and everyone started going off of that. That's literally what
I can't see.
It's so
I can't
stupid.
see people. I mean, there's always going to be. We've all worked for companies and stuff like that. There's always going to be unhappy employees, even in a really healthy company, right? Like, there's always going to be unhappy people in wrestling. It's just always, especially wrestlers, because they all have to be individually like super cocky and confident in themselves to fight for the spot. Sure. So like you're always going to have these egos that are like, oh, they just didn't treat me right, or they ignored me, and it's like, I mean, there's always going to be a percentage in every company and every whether it's entertainment.
But it's been a while since I've heard like they're not doing the women right, or they are not like so when the Rock
once again so stupid.
He was on a poster like it is, but I'm just saying
wise. It started from that.
A lot of big like
it literally started from that. It literally started from that
WWE
one story.
Yeah, and then there's one every day.
I watched it live. I watched it as the trend started happening. I was watching it live, and it was so ridiculous. I'm like, these people are just, I don't know.
WWE fans are like a snake that eats its own tail, like all the time, and they always watch WWE. They always do.
It's not WWE. It's wrestling fans, Jess.
They always do. They'll watch the product and they like it, but then like they wait for one stupid thing, like which in every company, it's like you can't please everybody in WWE. You just can't. Because you're the biggest machine. You're the biggest company. You can't please everybody. They're not going to do everything. And when I was in my 20s, I was the same way. Like, I'm not going to deny it. But as I got older, and especially now, I am just more comfortable sitting and watching and letting it entertain me. And I may not like all of the choices as far as like the people they win individual matches, but you got to stand back and look at the whole scope and be like, who's being pushed, who's not being pushed. You can't judge it off one show. If one show disappoints you, then just stop watching wrestling. Because you're going to be disappointed like a lot in wrestling. It's just the way it works. You're disappointed when you watch your television shows or your movies or whatever. There's always a small part of even a successful movie. Oh, that was just a bunch of fan service. But it made $1 billion and everybody loved it. But then you're going to have this minority that's like, it's just a bunch of stupid shit. It's like, there's no pleasing it. The bigger the WWE gets, the more the cancer spreads, like in the internet wrestling community. Because they're mad at WWE for whatever reason. I don't know why you'd be mad.
Like, are you saying that WWE is like Green Day?
Yeah, I mean, if you're mad that AEW is not doing well,
I never liked them.
If you're not mad that AEW is not doing well,
I've never liked his voice. I've never liked his voice. I hate it.
No,
come on, fuck up.
You had that time.
I like some of their songs.
Too far off the tangent. What I'm saying is like Green Day had this like great following when it was small and it was underground, and when it went mainstream,
But that's everything, Dave.
All the low-key fans started to hate them.
Oh my god!
And that's what WWE is like. So now,
I'm
like,
looking at the stream, thinking I'm talking to you guys.
Metallica. Yeah, Metallica
WWE is like mainstream, and all those low key.
It happened with Metallica a lot.
I don't like it. I need more title changes.
In the late '80s, Metallica was the fucking underground band, man. And then like the second they made the Black Album, they're like, they suck. They betrayed us. They sold out. I'm like, why would you get into any industry to not make as much money as you possibly can? Answer me that question. Like,
and then they did some kind of monster documentary where they were like with a therapist in a sweater for the whole time.
God.
Yeah,
that was
totally
I can't work.
Yeah.
I can't work past 9:30 because I have a drinking problem. Yeah, I remember.
Yeah. Snake that eats its own tail. It's just the way this country is wired.
And they tried to take on Ticketmaster, and we called them pussies too. And now we should have let them. We should have been more supportive.
Yeah, we should have let them stop it.
Yeah, maybe Pearl Jam was right. Yeah. Sorry, Pearl Jam.
Don't call me daughter.
Pearl Jam, Metallica. They all tried to tell you so. They all lost. They all fucking lost their ass.
I love Pearl Jam.
Don't pay the ticket fees. It's too much.
That's like they're a good like Saturday early afternoon. You got the garage opening. I can just
Pearl Jam, yeah.
Oh yeah,
heck yeah.
Love that
but
stuff.
so our matches here
tomorrow.
Elimination for the elimination.
Neighbors that hate you for that, cuz
I was just thinking that too. I was like, I bet the neighbors don't like Pearl Jam. But
it's okay because I'm watching Elimination Chamber. John Cena.
Happy. Like it's just the best.
He's back now.
Chris, you think you can turn it down? Don't call me daughter.
Don't call me daughter.
All right,
sorry.
Don't call me
I know
Cruz.
you're doing your podcast, but can you turn it down? It's midnight.
Alvarez is saying, "Don't call me Cruz," or I'm saying, "Don't call me Cruz Alvarez." But yeah, sorry. Go ahead, just.
So the matches for tomorrow are Sami Zayn versus Kevin Owens in an unsanctioned match.
Banger alert!
I mean, and they're in Toronto, and everyone's gonna die, and it's gonna be great. Then we have Tiffany Stratton and Trish Stratus, my wife, taking on Nia Jax and Candice LeRae in a tag team match.
Should be good.
Sure. Nia's gone really soft lately. I don't know why.
I don't get it.
Wait, who's got really soft?
Nia. She's totally like, I don't know if someone like reprimanded her or something, but she's totally like just like pillowing all of her.
Gentle.
Yeah, she's.
I would argue that she can do less and still be more.
If she would stop hurting people, that's the thing.
Oh my God, who did she hurt?
We need Big Van Nia.
Like a lot of people, like she hurts people almost every time she's out there. Dave, you got to understand.
You need Big
Van
Nia.
I'm just saying, did you hear about something that I didn't hear about?
No. Recently, she has not. Like I don't.
You just said she was reprimanded, meaning like or I said she was reprimanded.
Yeah, I was just thinking like,
reprimanded, meaning why would they reprimand her unless she was hurting?
I'm only saying that because it's very obvious that she's toned down like a lot in her offense.
Could I argue that I don't know if Nia falls on her ass and goes, "Oh my hole," and it's hilarious when a big woman falls and hurts her hole. And she says, "Ow, my hole."
That shit was funny.
Like that was fucking funny. She doesn't need to like go.
Yeah, well, and I think Dave. Did you just say, Dave? Less is more. Less is more. Like for
that's what I'm saying.
For bigger, like she should absolutely like just kind of whatever one move. Like she should, if she's doing 3 moves in 60 seconds, she should cut it down to 1 move.
No,
and then let him.
I want more pictures of Bloody Nose Becky Lynch. You know, I want more of that.
Yeah.
We want Big Van Nia.
Bro,
it's Nia
Becky
time.
Becky should thank her every time she sees her. You're welcome.
I bet she does. Becky. Like, you know, quarterbacks by their offensive line like new cars.
Nia's the greatest of all time.
Nia,
it's that easy. Nia creates stars. Nia is a fucking superstar factory. Like, she creates...
So, Nia, you have a new car? And she's like, yeah, Becky.
Look what she did to Charlotte. Remember when she was slapping Charlotte around, too? Like, I'm our bitch.
Yeah.
That was fantastic.
It was great.
I miss that kind of stuff. Sorry,
we need Nia back.
And then we have the women's elimination chamber match. We have Liv Morgan versus Bianca Belair versus Alexa Bliss versus Bayley versus Naomi versus Roxanne Perez.
That's gonna be a banger.
I think all the chamber matches. These need to hook us. These need to hook. These need to hook us for. These need to hook us for WrestleMania. Like these chamber matches, I will put.
If you want to hook us, you put Io Sky in that shit every time. What are we doing?
Someone just followed us or something.
Cool.
Yeah.
We just.
Then we have the men's elimination chamber. We have Jonathan Cena III. We have John Cena. We have CM Punk. We have Drew McIntyre, the Uncrowned Heavyweight Champion. We have Logan Paul. We have Damian Priest, and we have Seth freaking Rollins.
Thank you, baby Alexis.
Elimination Chamber.
I'm prepared for the biggest underwhelmment of the elimination chamber.
Wait, whoa! Explain yourself. Like, isn't the match will be good?
I don't see it. Well, I'm not saying the match won't be good. Like, Jess, you said this better tantalize you for WrestleMania.
Yeah. I need the hook.
I'm hooked.
I'm not seeing the hook here. I'm just not.
Really?
I want to be wrong. I'm not seeing it. I don't. Because let's be real. John Cena doesn't tantalize me if he wins. CM Punk definitely does not, cut the check.
What if The Rock is going to play in somehow with the
That's
Cody
why I'm
and I
hooked.
want your soul?
I wasn't hooked with The Rock until that. I know it was a weird promo, but that
argue
hooked
that
me.
Cody's going to tell him
me.
no. Cody's going to turn later.
No, yes, but is The Rock going to
down the road?
Is Cena going to go with The Rock? Is CM Punk going to say, I need my WrestleMania moment? It's like,
I need a favor, Paul. There's going to be
I think Rock is just
cashed in.
Rock is just tapping in, dude. He's just tapping into that whatever that Hawaiian gangster movie he's going to be in with Martin Scorsese. He's tapping into his gangster boss side, and I love it.
All I'm saying is like the men's match has done nothing for me to go, wow, I'm really excited about this.
Really?
I'm not. Well, let's put it this way. I'm not excited if John Cena wins. I'm just not. John Cena is here to put everyone else over on his way out. If they want to grant him a title on a B pay-per-view to let him beat Ric Flair, fucking fine. That's fine. But the WrestleMania moment is not John Cena. And by the way, the WrestleMania moment is not CM Punk. I just can't. No.
The promos today, the promos they did today were good enough to.
I'm saying for me. I'm not saying for what.
But I mean, you're saying that
for him,
Punk,
yeah, for him.
That like it's almost like Punk is kind of like. I mean, that he's really turned himself around. That even though he's been very public about all I wanted was WrestleMania event, now he knows if I get the WrestleMania event, people are just going to think they gave it to me. So you think that now Punk is going to be like, you know what?
I'll
say
never
it that
have
way.
WrestleMania main event. You could say it that way. Either way, he doesn't. It's gone. It's past.
Dave, I have to remind you that I was correct about him having passion and coming back to the wrestling business.
I'll drink a shoey for you right now on that one.
No, I'm not asking.
No. I'll make it clear. I told Jess he's never coming back, and he's been back forever now, and I deserve a shoey on someone's shoe part, even though I won that on a technicality. He's not
understood.
And what I will say is I love the feud that he's doing. The stuff with Drew was fantastic, dude. It's not. These guys are old. Bro.
I don't think.
Okay.
Well, I don't think it necessarily means he's going to win the title. Like, I think he's going to be more involved with Seth and Roman, if anything.
I want to ride this for a second. So, I'm looking at the list here. So, Dave has eliminated Cena and Punk. Okay, Dave. Yes. Now we have Drew McIntyre. We have Logan Paul. We have Damian Priest or Seth Rollins. The winner is going to get a shot at Cody at WrestleMania.
I would be more excited about Drew even if he loses. Like, Drew would be the best possibility.
I love what you're saying. Well,
that's where the whole Rock thing comes into play. Because if Cody denies it, who's the Rock going to go to? You know,
isn't that the problem though? Once you eliminate Punk and Cena, you're like, well, what are they going to do? There's nothing built here for like 2 months away. It doesn't. None of it makes sense. I know you can do a lot of work in Raw and SmackDown in 2 months. I get that.
I think the mic work between Punk and Cody up to WrestleMania will be amazing. Especially
someone made a great case today. Someone made a great case today with the My Way video that they packaged of Cody and CM Punk's whole history from when they both were in WWE the first time. I think there's actually a great story there that they can tell, and I think there's a lot of angles they can go.
I don't. If Punk wins a world title at WrestleMania, I'm gonna be pissed.
It doesn't even mean he has to win.
I might stop watching for a while.
It doesn't mean he even has to win.
You're now the new Brock Lesnar. You're what you hated. You are what you actually hated and bitched about for 10 years.
Well, because says maybe he doesn't win.
And the other thing is the rumor is maybe the triple threat main event where night one it's Rollins versus Roman versus Punk. No. I know I don't want that.
Oh no! Okay, no, wait a minute. Well, okay. Oh, that's another. That's another.
It would be fine.
Like, bring up so much shit right now. Because that's what I'm saying. Like, we have 2 nights of WrestleMania, so they could do something on night 1 like they did with the tag match last year that plays into night 2. Okay.
There's a lot of angles. That's why I'm interested because I'm more interested.
You guys are getting me hooked in WrestleMania. Fuck Elimination.
Because last year was too predictable.
But then if they don't do anything that you guys suggest, I'm gonna stop watching. I'm not gonna do this.
Last year was too predictable. I'm more interested in this year because I don't know where they're gonna go, and there's so many interesting angles playing into it. Like last year was so predictable. I knew.
I see angles.
You know what my big fear is? Because my big fear is that they don't do any of it. That's my big fear, because I have to admit, lately with some of the stuff like Wyatt 6 and all that stuff, they haven't been doing stellar. I'm afraid, and I've been waiting for this at Survivor Series. I was like, ooh, maybe there's going to be a little. I mean, I don't expect a big blowaway re-debut or a debut every pay-per-view. I think that's silly.
They were waiting for all the
but
pieces like Alexa Bliss just came
happened,
back.
and then they had the B pay-per-views, and then the Survivor Series. Well, okay, it says Bloodline versus Bloodline. Here we go, and nothing happened. And then I'm just like, okay, Royal Rumble. Here we go, and things happened, but they didn't happen. And I'm like, okay, like I need this. This is why I say I need this pay-per-view to make something happen a little bit, and then lead us into WrestleMania, which more things will happen. But I mean, I don't know.
Well, once again, if you want to go with the Bloodline stuff, they've already told us that they're in the third inning. So that I don't expect anything crazy until Mania, like closer to Mania, for stuff to happen. Because if they're going to drag it out, I mean, they got more family members.
Who won the U.S. elimination?
I know the main event was Fatu, LA Knight, and Braun Strowman. I think
so. Fatu's got to win.
Braun didn't win. Come on.
It has to be LA Knight, maybe, right?
Fatu better have won.
I don't know. I mean, well, no, it would have to be LA Knight because Shinsuke
you're building this guy to be a monster. And I watched his match with Andrade, and I watched it, and they went 50-50. It was a great match, but I don't know that you should book Fatu 50-50 with anybody because he's a monster.
We got a comment from Craig.
No, not right now.
Not related to our podcast host. Boys are talking about Mania predictions from Elimination Chamber. Thanks, Craig, for that comment. Appreciate you.
What did Craig say?
Oh, you know what? I'm gonna have to go.
He'll tell everybody to shut up and let me talk.
You know what? I don't see it. I'm not gonna be able to tell you anything right now.
Yeah, I don't know.
There's just a lot of. I think there's a lot of interesting angles going into it.
I don't see it, and I'm not saying the fact that I don't see.
You guys just got me ramped up, so don't let me down, Dave and Cuz. Don't you fucking.
What Dave? Dave said he doesn't see this.
I've not been. I didn't watch Raw this week. I haven't been really keeping up with the thing, but I have what we've been talking about. I truly am with the Rock thing. He's got to have a big thing. I think
it's gonna be.
They're not gonna. I don't think they'll end with the men's elimination chamber, but I think the Rock will definitely interfere. And in my head, I have him helping Cena win.
But can we talk about the Rock for a minute then? So I know that they could kind of hit the reset button whenever they want, but I mean, last year, like he beat Cody bloody outside of a bus, and he kept threatening Mama Rhodes and all that stuff. And then he came back for whatever celebration. Was it Netflix, the premiere episode or whatever? Yeah. And he had a drink with Cody. They had a shot together. Yeah. And then a shot together. Listen, I know wrestling's silly Billy, but at the same time, like, don't insult my intelligence. And then he gets out there and he has this promo where he turns heel, turns face, turns heel, turns face. He's like, I love you, crowd. Shut up, crowd. Nuts. I love you, crowd. Shut up, crowd.
You guys want WrestleMania in 26? Okay.
He calls Cody out there and he's like, you're cool, man. They love you, man.
We're friends. We're friends. Our families, our wives know each other.
I want your soul. Yeah, I want your soul.
He's like, what are we doing?
Like,
did you ever have a boss?
Because he's the new VKM. He's the new Vince McMahon now.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Well, I know, but he beat Cody bloody in front of a bus last year.
But he's also the CEO. That was Rock the Superstar beating him up. Now he's the CEO. I'm saying that's how he's doing it, like he's got to put that behind him. Now he's got to act like
on this podcast had a boss that like knew you were talented and told everyone that you were talented but couldn't tell you. You guys all had that? I'll see. Just drink to that. So what I'm telling you is like
that's a good point.
That's what The Rock is doing. The Rock is like
okay.
The Rock is like, yeah, I'm your boss, but I want your and he had drinks with him and he's like, you're doing good, buddy, but don't tell anybody I told you that. Let's have a drink. And then he's like, now I want your soul. I want your cell phone on 24 hours, just in case I need to give you a call.
But why would Cody ever say?
Hey, the Piper.
That's a good description, Dave. It's a good point. That's but why would Cody say yes ever?
I mean, I think it's.
I think
he's already champion.
I feel like
he's the biggest babyface. He sells the most merchandise.
I feel like
why would Cody ever say yes?
Because I feel like he's not. I feel like he's going deeper than that. I think it's.
Well, I know he's not. I know he's not. But to the storyline that we're watching, why would The Rock even think in storyline? Why would he think that Cody would say yes? Cody's like, why would I say yes to you? I'm already champion.
That's why he said.
I guess The Rock could say like, I'm going to make your life hell if you
don't. There it is. That's what I'm saying. That's what it is. He's like, he knows he's going to say no initially, but he's going to torture him so badly that he's going to eventually.
He's hanging your future of your wife and kid. Remember
he's
how
going to do something like Cody's going to say no initially, but the pressure has been weighing on Cody. They've showed it through the CM Punk promos with him.
Exactly.
Cody is going to churn, but it's not going to be because of this ultimatum at Chamber.
No,
it will happen.
Who sent that? Was it Cuz or Dave that sent the thing where Triple H on X was like, "Get ready for an industry."
Yeah, industry changing.
Like I swear to God, I think he says it every show though.
I mean,
like, get ready for an industry.
It changes in one way or another. He is right.
Karrion Kross.
It's not. I mean, hey, you're gonna find out. Yeah, Triple H is gonna pull off the mask and just be carrying the whole time.
Cuz is the biggest.
You insulted Cruz so hard.
Cuz is the biggest.
Talk about
carrying
stop
cross
watching. Yeah, carrying cross is anything in the main event. I'm like,
because you get 60 seconds to talk about.
Oh, you like him as a wrestler? Come on.
And,
I do. I just don't. I don't. Everything they're having him do is boring. Sorry.
But why do you love him so much and you're so hyped?
Because he is doing all the character work. No one's paying attention to the character work. He is doing actually a lot. It sucks that it's mostly on social media, but it is still related to all the story. Like the Sami Zayn fucking mock video that he did was hilarious. He's
funny. Like
him calling the hospital. Him calling the hospital, say, did he get the El Generico mask? Like, it's fucking funny. Like, but he's doing all even not with just Sami Zayn, every other person that he's been, feuding with or like trying to go after. He's doing stuff. He's cutting the promos. I don't know what he's like supposed to be. I don't know if he's supposed to be like the devil's right hand man going around corrupting everybody. That's what it seems like.
No, I have a feeling the company doesn't know. The company doesn't know.
They don't even know he's there.
It's called a virus, cuz.
What are you doing here?
It's called a virus. And everything he
but what would be the payoff of him? Like, what would be the payoff? Like, he doesn't scare me anymore. Because he tries to be funny sometimes. Like, but he does have that edge where he could like he's really good at.
He's great
having he'll start a particular skit or backstage segment or whatever as like happy-go-lucky, and then he ends it like this. Like, and he's really believable. Like, he's a legit tough guy. Like, he's so talented. Like, he really is.
He's listening to this right now, and he just unfollowed us. Thanks.
I'm more mocking the fact that, like, nothing is working with him, and I don't know why. It's more confusing than anything.
Is it? I mean, I don't know.
Did Vince ruin him forever with the helmet? Like, is my question. Like,
I think he's been working on his social media profile and his IWC stuff, too. It's like and friend of the program.
But is he?
Cross. I think he's doing it kind of backdoor in a kind of a strange way.
That's what I'm saying.
Break me in half like he did the bat. I don't want that. I'm just saying, Mr. Cross, that like I just feel like you never get a reaction. And like, what else do we have to do? They put a faction around him, and then now they fired the faction, and then his wife is super attractive, and I'm not saying that's the only reason why, but they have the complete package. Those two, like they have.
It's just kind of like we always say. Not everyone's going to be the world champion. Not everyone's going to have an Austin pop.
I didn't even say
but I'm just saying like
I would like for him to get a reaction. Let's start there. Let's have a pop.
But with his character right now, I don't like. He's going around poisoning everybody.
I love how you called him Mr. Cross, like he was going to come and
like Dave said, he's the poison.
Well, he breaks a bat, Dave, with this. I don't like that.
He's getting a lot of that, and he deserves.
You see that video where he broke the bat?
Yeah, he broke. No, did you see the video where he broke 3 bats? He broke 3 bats.
If you don't want Karrion Kross to come to your door, maybe don't hit on his wife on social media though. Don't do that.
I'm not hitting on his wife. I'm just saying she's attractive. That's fine.
But that touches on everything though, like the bloodline, like how we're talking about
the virus is coming for Jess. And he's taking.
I'm telling you,
OWF
I saw him right now, right there in that door that's opening behind you, Jess. He's gonna be back there like this, like standing right behind Jess.
Cover your title, Jess.
There's a Jess camera.
He's super talented. As Conrad says, he checks all the boxes. But I don't know. Maybe because he's right. Maybe this whatever's will be the end game for him. It'll get over. I just don't see it. And
it's not necessarily like he's just playing. He's playing his role. He's like. I don't know, like Dave was saying, he's the poison, he's going around, he's the virus. Some guys that's maybe that's what he likes doing. It's allowing him to tap into this character that he's really into, that he's more into that, like that Wyatt, like that culty dark, type of character. That's not always going to get the biggest reactions unless you are like a big spectacle like the Wyatt family, which to go back to that, they're bringing
get the big reactions, except that of all people that I thought would help the Wyatt Six out, and even what Cross is doing, it would be Triple H, and it's just not working, and I don't know why. Well,
you got to think about that. They just moved the Wyatts to SmackDown. Braun I know he's been back now, but he just came back, and Alexa Bliss just came back. All those pieces needed to fall back into place.
When have you seen the Wyatt Six? When was the last time you saw them?
They've been showing their little teasers and everything with Alexa now. They're bringing them back for her. So because she was supposed to be a huge role. She was supposed to play a huge role.
What about a match though? When was the last match?
Well, then they'll come back likely because they just got drafted to SmackDown.
You didn't answer the question. When was their last match?
Against the Bestament and Karrion
Kross beat them, right? Didn't they lose?
I'm saying, yeah.
But that was the last one. Problem that I'm trying to explain. Like, how many matches are there for Chamber, Jess? You just announced them, right? Four. I can't fit
and that I'll actually push back on that. I think when it's the gimmick pay-per-views, that's fine. Because you have a Rock and Cody segment too, by the way. that's going to go on.
Right, that'll fill up the
But
space.
Yeah,
when it's the big
well,
elimination, the Royal Rumble, the Survivor Series matches, it's fine if there's 4 because those 2 matches always go like an hour or more. I mean, unless we want 6-hour pay-per-views again, like, because I don't want 6-hour pay-per-views again.
I don't want it either, you know. And I'm going to defend Joe here a little bit and kind of back his play. Not every entrance has to be fucking 8 minutes long either.
Well, that too, for sure.
If you cut that down, you can have a 5th match, and you can have Karrion Kross on the pay-per-view. You can have the Wyatt 6 on the pay-per-view. Like, that's the kind of stuff that I'm not understanding. Like, if I'm getting those kind of entrances on Raw and SmackDown where I can really see Seth get get all of his stuff through and have his segments, and he's talking for 10, 20 minutes, I don't need an 8, 12, 15-minute introduction of every person that's going into the chamber along with an hour match. I don't need that.
You know, if they do, they're not going to cut the entrances. They're just going to add the matches in with the long-ass entrances. Like WrestleMania, we're going to see that. We're going to have 20 matches on each night, and all the entrances are still going to be there.
With an 80-yard fucking ramp.
Yeah, and then a fucking 80-yard ramp.
And if that's the case, why? And if that's the case, and that's what they're going to do in Vegas, then why can't the pay-per-view be another hour? Because I can get up and take a piss during the commercial.
I could do one more hour.
Or if you're rich like Jess during the promos.
Yeah.
Or if you're smart like me and you have VPN, this episode is fun. No, I'm just kidding. But you can get the Netflix.
You just got frozen on that.
Because right when you did that, you fucking froze.
No, I know you. Yeah,
hilarious.
I froze.
Dude, that's AI at its finest. Just fucking knew you were gonna.
It's that Polish Wi-Fi he's at.
See, Karrion Kross is on my side.
Glasgow. I'm in Glasgow. Okay.
Right.
Great.
All I'm saying is there's time to make this work. You've advertised every corner of the ring. You've made all the money in the world you can make, and you're fucking it up now. Possibly, maybe give us an extra match for everything that we've been through and all the money we've given you. Just can you just give us 5 matches? Can you do that? Can you do that on a B pay-per-view on the cock? Can you do that for us?
When it's a normal B pay-per-view,
No.
then if they only do 5 matches, then I'll be in that on that same side. But I think like I said, the big gimmick pay-per-view or the big gimmick matches, and you have a Rock Cody segment for this one. I think,
dude, I can get a Rock Cody segment on SmackDown. What are we talking about?
Yeah.
It's a
well,
PLE.
that's what they have right
what
now.
What are we talking about here? You
boss
just talked
so.
about how
The final boss said
no,
that.
stop. No,
the final
stop.
boss
You
said
just
so.
stop it.
He said.
Stop it. You
Why,
just
you want to hear the
talked
truth?
about how
You want to hear the facts, Dave?
No, you don't want to hear them because you just talked about 5 minutes ago how you're mad that the Karrion Kross is only carrying on social media. How do we get
No, I didn't get
Karrion
mad.
Kross
I'm not
past
mad about
social
that.
media? Give him a fucking match.
I didn't say I was mad.
Give him something on TV. No, you said you didn't like it.
I said it sucks that that's the only way that he's mainly doing it.
Yeah, it sucks that he's only doing this on social media. How do we get Karrion Kross across that? You give him a match on a PLE that matters. You give him something. You give the Wyatt 6 something. But I only have 4 matches tomorrow. I only have 4. What are we talking about? And by the way, I'm gonna see about 60 minutes worth of commercials, and I'm gonna see every bit of that mat sold out to Intuit and fucking Hulk Hogan's beer. I'm gonna see all of that. But I can't get 5 matches. Shut the fuck up. What are you talking about?
Why
what are you talking about?
Dave, it's WrestleMania
you calm down,
why
buddy.
you grouchy?
Stop. How are you simultaneously pissed about Karrion Kross only carrying on social media?
What did I say I was
and defending?
Tell me where I said I was pissed.
No, you said it sucks.
I said it sucks that's the only way that he's getting noticed.
Social media, and you still want to defend that there's only 4 matches tomorrow.
It's the big gimmick.
Guys, I'm asking all of you this question. Why are we sucking this dick right now? Why are we doing that?
There needs to be more matches. That's all I'm saying.
Thank you.
I'm okay when there's like I said, the big gimmick.
Why is that so hard?
Why is that
so hard?
Well, I explained my point.
So.
Just one. Just give me one.
Just one. I want 5 matches.
I have a women's tag match that has no tag team title implications whatsoever. You can't give me one more match on top of it?
Oh, and that changed hands on Raw, right? The women's tag titles?
Well, and that one they're giving
That's
for Trish. They're giving that match for Trish to be there for her hometown.
I'm gonna breathe.
That's why.
We had an Intercontinental match on Raw, by the way, that like nobody cared about. Intercontinental Women's match should have been way bigger. What are we doing?
AEW Revolution has more matches. I'm just saying.
That's true.
Sometimes they have 2 Elimination Chamber matches too.
They have 7. 7. That's it.
7's not bad.
Calm down.
7's not bad because they
you have to take out 2 at least for 2 Elimination Chamber matches.
That's 7 with no filler.
With no bullshit.
So they're all going to be
But
1
don't
hour
get me wrong,
classics.
they're gonna have 2 30-minute matches. Absolutely.
Why am I defending AEW?
I know
right
which
now?
ones
God
will
damn
be
it.
that long.
Where did I go? Where did I go?
I don't know, man.
I
You went
tricked
off
you
the
into
rails.
that. I'm the cross of this podcast.
You did it. You're the virus. You're the
I laid the
virus.
siege. You guys fought, and then I said AEW.
And then you sat back and you were like,
Yeah, but no one's going to remember
yes.
Revolution 2 days after it happens.
only
Unless there's
4
a
matches. Discuss.
Because Cruz, you shut your mouth, Cruz.
Come on, that's all everyone remembers from the last pay-per-view. So
Was what?
I mean, really, yeah, wrestling's so fucking fast anyway. I don't remember anyway.
I only remember Buddy Murphy hurting his
like
fucking
2 days
ankles.
later,
That's
I'm
all
like, I don't
remember.
remember anything happened.
So yeah, let's
I know
have
it was
10
great.
matches on a
That's
2-hour card.
Rush everybody. It's 3.5
fucking
hours, cuz.
Oh,
and
sorry.
it's 7. I just said it's 7.
I know, I'm just
Yeah.
being hyper. Like everyone else is, I'm being hyperbolic.
I was pretty hyper. I'm calm down. I'm calm.
We got 2 chamber matches, and we get spoiled during those matches all the time. And we're all going
I
to love
just
it.
want them to
They're
hook me
gonna
in
be
for
good.
WrestleMania. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying is I just want. To,
I mean, if you guys
after
watch
this-
NXT fucking PLEs, you guys would be more than fucking happy.
I do need to more. I
do
do
need
because
to. I know,
the
it's
NXT. Because the NXT expert.
It literally
And
is the best
I
weekly
need
show.
to. I need to watch it more.
It's better than Raw.
It's
better than
It gets
SmackDown.
good praise all over.
better than Dynamite.
social media. It gets
Better than
good praise
Collision.
from Cuz. It gets good praise
TNA.
from, and really just whatever Cuz says on this podcast about NXT is really the most important thing. But I
Because
mean,
it is
it also in like the internet community, it gets a lot of praise too.
Yeah, I mean, like even
NXT
even
is a-
even
is a
on
solid
Tuesday,
show.
even this past Tuesday was just fucking.
Do you
really good.
think I'm asking you because I don't know?
Okay.
Are you ready?
Okay.
Is it better now than the black and gold?
He's like,
I actually have that
The
conflict
original
with
Black and Gold?
within myself, like because it actually, the wrestling is really excellent, and they're doing really good. I would almost say it's a
I mean, they are
I-
doing really good.
I miss the
They're doing good.
paintball era. I miss the color era.
no, you
That
don't.
was really fast.
No, you don't.
I like the
I've
Richard
actually-
McMahon rebuild.
I've actually had to sit there during some of the PLEs and be like, I kind of think this is better than Black and Gold now. I kind of think it is.
I just like
Wow.
that it's even approaching that level because like black and gold
Well,
is fucking fun. as
It's
shit.
even crazier when you think about a lot of them are coming from that NIL program, and a lot of them have never wrestled before.
and you have to look at it too. I think a lot of us gravitated towards black and gold because the WWE product was such shit at the time.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Well, and they're bringing
I'm
all the
not
cool
saying
indie
that- I'm not
guys,
saying
you
that
know?
black and gold wasn't good.
No,
If
it
you
was
look at
great.
The names: Adam Cole, Shinsuke, Kevin Owens,
the names,
Sammy.
yeah.
Like Charlotte. Well,
It's
Charlotte
because-
was a long time ago,
Rude, yeah.
It was
All that
because
yeah.
back then it was more understandable to think like, man, these guys may never go to the WWE. They may never come here, and then they do,
stuff.
and they show up.
Well, I would argue too that just to your point, we saw a lot of those. I mean, I know we were bringing this up, but we saw a lot of those guys in what we saw them in $20 ticket, Elks Lodges. We saw Sammy El Generico. We saw him for $20. A lot of those people that came up, like you were watching NXT, 'cause you saw them. You saw them like almost like my
Still-
wife is.
still
My wife
to
was
this
scared
day,
to go back
what-
to an event because they spilled over into our seats, like literally, And
I mean,
it was in your face kind of wrestling, and then we see those guys in NXT. You gravitate, and on top of that, then you
Still
see
to
someone
this
like
day,
Bobby
one of my
Roode.
favorite
know?
one of my favorite house shows I've ever been to was the NXT Black and Gold in Riverside.
No,
Oh yeah, we were
fantastic.
close for that too.
I
When
fucking
Drew-
love that show.
Drew
I
was
love it.
champ, right?
Drew was champ. He
I
fought
love that
Andrade.
show.
Right?
Yeah,
Yep.
it was a
And-
fantastic
I think it was a
show.
tag match.
Oh yeah, him and
And-
Alistair
yeah.
versus Andrade.
the NXT Arena show in New Orleans for WrestleMania.
Oh, yeah, that was fun.
Or
Oh,
whatever.
yeah,
that
yes,
was
yeah.
was better than
That
Mania.
that was the
Wow.
first when they
That
crowned the
event,
North American
better
title.
than Mania.
When they
That
crowned
ladder
Adam
match.
Cole.
The ladder
Holy
match.
shit.
I had that
Ladder
picture
match,
of
yeah.
him on the ladder.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I just there's if you're saying it's coming close to that black and gold, because we definitely need to start.
You have to watch the
watching it.
PLEs for sure, at least. Go back and watch Vengeance Day.
Right.
I'm telling you, that tag
Were
match.
the Hardys on? No, they were in
Yeah, they were-
TNA,
they were
not
on this
NXT,
week.
right?
No, they
That's
were
still
they were
pretty
on
awesome.
NXT this past
They were
Tuesday.
on
Great.
So it's still pretty cool to see Hardy's back.
No,
They
it's
fought
Stop it.
no quarter catch crew, and
I don't
they're awesome.
I don't care for them. I think they need to stop.
I mean,
Yeah, I mean,
I get mad. I get
Jeff
mad
still
about
looks
this.
good,
they look
actually.
good. They look good.
Jeff
When they're
looks
in
good.
TNA, they look fine. They look better.
They definitely look better than they have.
somebody
They're never going to get back on the main roster and be what they were in '98 to 2000. That's never going to happen. Like
Well,
that's just
what's
never
the-
going to happen.
Well, then what's the point? I guess is my
I mean,
question.
the
rub
I
in
didn't
TNA?
see it.
The rub
To
for
be
all
in
the other
TNA,
guys.
you're going to draw a crowd.
But they were on NXT. I thought, right?
Right,
Yeah.
because they have a relationship
Why?
with TNA.
No, I
Because-
get that part, but why? Why were they there?
They got
I mean,
challenged.
if
if
okay, they
you're
got
asking
challenged.
storyline wise,
they're gonna put somebody over, then I'm down with that.
Well,
Otherwise, no.
they're gonna have a
Get
banger
out.
with Fraxium coming up here, and I think they'll put
That's
Fraxium
fine
over.
as long as Fraxium wins.
Yeah, Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, they boosted the ratings for NXT. NXT's super happy now. CW is super happy. They said they're actually going to profit. In 2026.
They're doing well.
That's doing crazy.
They're doing the NXT ratings are doing really well.
But that's the kind of stuff that God, I can't believe I'm actually saying this because I'm going to sound like such a mark right now. That's the kind of stuff that what do we call them? We don't call them the common fans. What do we call them? We call them the casuals, right? The casuals go, "Oh, they're back," and then they
but I know, Dave, but that's
artificial.
Money. That's why they're doing it. Like, of course,
I agree, but what I'm saying is, for the long-term storytelling of it all, it eventually eats itself. No, because
I mean, if they beat everybody, then
if they do what Edge did,
that would be good. But
yeah. As long as they put somebody over, I think it'll be great. If they don't, I'm going to be like, "What are you doing?"
If they did what,
but even if they did what
Cope Hogan did,
it happened on a third brand. So whatever. Like, I don't see like.
I see your point.
Yeah, realistically, they should actually go over.
If they're brought out at WrestleMania and they beat someone at WrestleMania, I see your point. But like, I don't see that a problem.
If you believe the rumors, they said that they're hoping that the Hardys are available for summertime for the main roster. Not necessarily to be signed as WWE stars, but
they need to
fill
2 nights of SummerSlam. They need to fill 2 nights of SummerSlam. So why not?
So it's only 8 matches, Jess.
What, for SummerSlam?
Two nights is only 8 matches.
Yeah.
What
2 nights, 8 matches. That's 14 matches, Dave.
No, I just 4 apiece. You know what I'm saying to you.
Oh, 4 apiece.
Well, even if it was 8 matches a night, that's 16, not 14. But
I didn't hear that part.
He
said 14.
Yeah.
It's 7 and 7. I knew what he was going. I knew where he was going.
Yeah, 7 and 7.
Because he was AEW at 7 matches. He's still come on.
AEW at 7 matches.
Don't do that to Jess. Don't do that to him. Don't.
Gotta break his balls a little bit.
Don't mess with the Steiner math. Come on.
Gotta bust the.
My math is. What are you talking? 7 plus 7 is 14. 14 matches.
That's
you're right.
AEW Steiner math. Come on. It's all good.
I don't know what you're saying. So yes, AEW Revolution does have 7 matches, and I'm sure it'll be a 3.5 hour 4-pay. So they're going to be at the Formula. I will not call it the Crypto Arena. It's going to be at the Staples Center.
Are you guys going?
I hate the crypto. Huh?
Are you going? Are you guys going?
No. It's a Sunday night. Like,
that's right.
If it was on Saturday, I would go. It's Sunday night.
Man.
I won't get back from LA till.
If only there was a promotion that had pay-per-views on Saturday nights, man.
Well, AEW does.
Yeah,
AEW does, but for some reason, I don't know why they had Revolution. They'll have like one random pay-per-view on a Sunday. I have no idea why they do that. But we have Will Ospreay against Kyle Fletcher, which is going to be in a steel cage.
Is that this Sunday?
Probably going to steal the show. No, it's the next.
Oh, I was going to say, Jesus, man.
Yeah, it's the next.
Okay.
Then we have MJF against Heyman Adam Page, which I hate the storyline, but the match I'm sure will be fine. Relatively, that's true. Swerve Strickland against Ricochet, which actually, so here's the deal.
They're doing work there.
Ricochet's fucking nerd,
yeah,
he's even know what his character getting over.
He's just
he's
Andrew Tate adjacent. He's like Ricochet.
Oh my god, that's so good.
Is he what? He's what?
He's like Ricochet. He looks like Andrew Tate, kind of.
Oh my god, oh my god, I never.
Is that what he's supposed to try to be playing?
You nailed it.
I know it's supposed to be like culty like that he's doing, but I've seen the promo that he did. It was he's coming into his own.
He's improved so much. For all these memes that came out that he sucks on the mic and everything, which he did. But this is why I love other companies to be around. Right? I'm not saying that AEW is better than WWE. Come on. But at the same time,
some people find a way to thrive, Jess.
You get these little nuggets and they go there and they learn. So when he goes back to WWE, and you can't say he won't because he will eventually. Yeah. They all do, especially if they get super successful. You don't think that Triple H is chomping at the bit for Tony Storm's contract to come up? Come on.
Oh my God.
Like, he can't wait for that contract to come up.
Come on. Industry changer.
But Ricochet has really made the best of all the negative press that he got when he came over. Oh, he can't talk, he can't do this. He's been fucking funny. Like, he's been really, really good.
That's good.
He's starting to figure it out, man.
And that I can't see him and Swerve not being a great match. I can't.
Oh yeah, that's
and then we have Mercedes Moné defending her TBS championship against Momo. Nobody really knows who Momo is, so maybe that might be like. But Mercedes, let me be clear.
She's the best. I'm telling you.
I know that people had she had a negative stigma because she walked out of WWE. So all the WWE loyalists are going to be like, "Fuck that bitch. She's never going to be anything." But she worked the ring rust off, and Mercedes looks like she used to look. Not necessarily NXT. I'm just saying she looks good. She has been really well. All of her matches have been pretty good and pretty good to great. And
you have to argue who you're dancing with too. That's part of it.
Yeah, and she's trying to put, she's trying to give younger people a spotlight. I know she beats everybody, but at the same time,
had 5-star matches with everyone, I think, except for Britt Baker. That's her only
Craig,
let me ask you something. Who's that 5 stars according to you? Is that according to you, or is that according to?
Oh my God!
That's Dave Meltzer.
Okay, but all the highest that the Vengeance Day NXT got was like 4.5 stars. Yeah, cool. Good job.
And they added another match this week for the AEW Women's Championship. Timeless Toni Storm defends against Mariah May. I enjoy their program. I enjoy their matches.
They're always good.
I think that this will be good as well.
Oh, it's called like Hollywood Ending, and it's in LA.
They've given Mariah May some room to breathe too. Like she's kind of gotten back at Toni Storm the last couple of weeks. This has been planned out for some time between the two of them to work this through. It's really good.
Maybe they come back together. I bet they do.
That'd be
just
fun.
Best friends. Then
what
we have
Takashika
against Kenny Omega for the AEW International Championship, which will be fucking amazing. I think I finally said his name right. And then in the main event, I can understand the underwhelmment. Jon Moxley defends the title against Cope.
Cope Hogan.
AEW World Championship.
Cope Hogan. At it again.
Cope Hogan. Cope Hogan. I've never heard that before. That's the best thing ever.
I saw someone make an AI generated of Edge with Hogan's gear on, and it was fucking funny.
I've never heard of Cope Hogan. That's the best.
That was his WWE run. His last WWE run was Cope Hogan. He literally didn't put anybody over.
Like I'm gonna call that all the time now. Cope Hogan. That's the best thing I've ever heard.
Can we get a Cope Hogan chant started by then? You think by the pay per view by their PLE?
So here's the deal.
Hollywood Cope Hogan.
If it ends, Cope Hogan. If this fucking pay per view ends with Moxley just choking Cope out and doing what he normally does, I will finally say, okay, let's put the death nail in the Death Riders. However, I think to mix things up and get a little bit of energy, and then maybe have the Death Riders kind of reform and sort of like figure out like their individual identities. And I know I'm giving AEW creative way too much credit. I think Cope needs to win, and then he could lose it in All In. That's fine, but I think you put it on Cope. I think you break up the Death Riders and you get them to kind of. I just want a storyline where we know what the fuck they're doing.
Right? You need some
like,
adversity.
I get that Jon Moxley every week paces back and forth with his wife there interviewing him, and he has the title in a briefcase, and he's like, "You don't know? Oh, you don't know?" I was like, "Yeah, no, none of us know, Mox. Like none of us do. So tell us." So I need some depth in the Death Rider storyline. I'm not against a heel faction like that. I'm not. I'm just saying like. You need to show a crack. Remember when Luger, which I hopefully we'll have time to talk about Luger, but remember when Luger beat Hogan before the Sting payoff? Like that was a very ballsy move by WCW, but it ended up being one of the best Nitro moments. And then Hulk beat Luger a week later, and a lot of people were like, "Why did it even happen?" I'm like, "Well, it popped a rating. It was for a special Nitro. I think it was like their 100th Nitro, or they had it was some anniversary Nitro." And he beat Hulk clean and made him tap in the fucking torture rack. And we all thought everybody was going to run down because like Hall and Nash start running down and people start throwing shit in the ring already because like it's going to end in a DQ. And then it didn't. And he put Hogan in the rack. And when even the ref was like he gave up. Like it was such an amazing moment.
It was great, dude.
And
I still love that.
Everybody coming in and fucking cheering. So the thing is like, you need that moment for Moxley. If Death Riders are going to mean anything ultimately to AEW, they're going to do anything.
I have a moment for the Death Riders. What if this is going to be really stupid? It could be really funny.
Great shirt, by the way.
We don't know what's in the briefcase, right? What if?
But real quick, hang on. We do. The AEW title is supposed to be in the briefcase.
Well, I know that. But
let me pause your thought. I want you to talk about it. Hang on. So, but then afterwards, what my point is to the Death Riders is after Hogan lost, they did right before they went off the air. They were in the back, and Hogan was like, "You guys, look, you dropped the ball. Okay, I didn't mean that." Like, and then you saw the first crack in the foundation of the NWO at that time, and you're like, "Oh,"
which is where Sting was mentioned supposed to break it down, but they didn't.
Yeah, they didn't pay it off. But I mean, go ahead, Dave. But I mean, that's what I want from Jon Moxley and the Death Riders. I want that. Right. You need to show a crack a little bit, show maybe a little dissension, so we have something to look forward to instead of every week Moxley just coming down from the crowd and choking someone out with a side headlock, and then him going and then we go off the air.
And they kind of figured it out this last week because they got some comeuppance, and Willow beat the shit out of what's her face with a chair, and so to see them laid out, they actually got nice crowd reaction and good pop.
They're going that needs to happen.
Yeah.
I just want to see a horrifying moment where Cope does beat him for the title, and they open it up, and there's just a pawn receipt for the title in there. Like they pawned it.
What if it's a Cobra?
That would be the last that zooms in on the briefcase and it's a pawn ticket.
Edge with his fucking eyes popping out. Like, what? Like,
you pawn,
and then we're like,
you pawn the title? It's worthless.
And then it cuts back to Tony Khan going, "What happened?"
Or it's a contract to fight for the real AEW championship inside the briefcase.
Fuck, that would actually be fairly brilliant.
I don't know.
Craig, that would be low key brilliant if Cope beats him and the place goes crazy, and then Cope beats the thing open with a stick, and then opens it up, and it's like you just won a shot at the World Heavyweight Champion. That would be fucking. That would actually be brilliant. Like, to be honest, that would be brilliant. Look on Cope's face. He's like, "My name is Cope," and he's reading it, and he's like, "Cope Hogan says I don't like this."
Cope.
And
the
like
things that we flesh out in front of dozens of
and he
lives.
has to hold up a contract.
But
He's holding up like a.
And then Cope comes out every week. He wears it like a belt. Like just
he has to tape it on him. He's like, oh god,
Cope Hogan. God damn it, that's the best.
Well, the name like Cope Hogan, you know you're gonna tape it to your chest, yeah.
Because this is an official
oh
contract.
my god! You guys saw what The Rock did?
What did he do?
Didn't he do something with the monster truck at
my
a
God.
Talladega or something?
He showed a belt. It's the weight belt like last year. It says Cody Soul on it, and it has the death of Dusty Rhodes' date on it.
Fantastic.
Oh,
So yeah, he's really doing a good job of winning him over.
That's going to be like a 20-minute.
That's what I'm saying, dude. There's a fucking story. It's a great story. I love it.
Well, I hope it hooks me.
There's so many different stories there.
So, cuz I'm just going to tell you, you can't simultaneously be blowing your wad over a 20-minute Cody segment without a match and still be mad about carrying across only making it over on social.
No,
you can't do that. You can't do both.
No, but because they're
if
planning
the
the seats for WrestleMania, so I'm excited for what the overall story is.
Do you think Karrion's going to be at WrestleMania? Is that what you're telling me?
Craig has the solution.
So.
Craig,
what's the solution? Yeah, what is it?
The Wyatt Six are going to be the one to take Cody's soul.
I mean,
they're just going to cram like everybody that hasn't been featured on TV. They just all do it.
Yeah, okay, see you there.
I don't know why their logo was in the background of that Rock Rolex picture, but yeah.
All of a sudden, he can't do the crossroads. He's like,
Yeah, he gets cursed. Like Papa Shango, the black tar starts falling from his face.
No.
And he vomits.
Like, they changed the lyrics to a song that it's adrenaline in my heart because he has no soul. Like he has to.
I will quit wrestling right now. If that
adrenaline in my heart.
Guys, this podcast is over. That
producer
over.
Yeah,
as long as we're getting good content, either way. Maybe not all of my favorite wrestlers are going to be on the top.
Now, I don't know if you want to bring up Luger. Luger did the interview with
my guy.
Chris Van Vliet. Is that how you say his name? Vliet?
Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it does matter.
Doesn't matter.
Speaking of a guy that doesn't have a soul.
He talked to Luger. Luger confirmed a lot of stuff. The big thing too is that he asked him. He's like, "Do you accept ownership into the contribution of Elizabeth dying?" And he goes, "Yes." Like he's like, "I do 1,000%."
That's pretty powerful.
I'm paraphrasing.
Yeah,
I'm paraphrasing. But he said, "Yeah, I do," and he's like, "Absolutely." Like the party and Chris even said something really good. He's like, "So it's a thing of like you have her with you." That influence is going on with her, and you're a big guy, and you know how to party hard, and then you have this little petite woman. She just can't keep up. He's like, oh yeah, like that all factored into her dying. It was just like he's like, I was gone.
And
I was lost in alcohol.
He said, "Yeah, I was more concerned with what it was going to do for my career than kind of her."
That was the clip.
Like,
that was the clip that that Cuz was going to play, but we realized we couldn't hear it. That was the clip that I snipped. Was he was like, this is the old Lex talking. After she died, I mean, I knew it was like heavy and deep, but I was more concerned about my career. How am I going to look after this? And he's like, that's how sick I was and how bad I was. Yeah. And I was an addict and I was an alcoholic and, no one's ever going to love me again. No one's ever going to love, me in wrestling. I'm never going to get a job again.
There was another clip that I saw from Lex on that interview that moved me even more. And it was so sad to hear it, and but he still understood why it was happening. He's like, I don't have a relationship with my kids.
Oh yeah, mm-hmm.
And I totally understand why. And they had to be sheltered from their schools. They had to be ushered out. They were getting death threats. They were getting, just maliciously attacked in school because of what was happening in my career, and also what happened with Elizabeth at the time. And I just didn't care. I didn't care. I wasn't there. I didn't go back and try to see them and console them. and they've chosen not to have a relationship with me, and I get it. I actually get it, and I feel bad about it. It is on me, and he publicly said like they don't talk to him. He's got to be incredibly alone.
I'll put money on him, and he's been working with DDP too. I would not be surprised for him to go in the Hall of Fame this year and actually walk to the
I hope so.
Well,
Can you imagine? I mean, and it doesn't erase everything he did, because we have to, we love wrestling, and we've seen Lex, like throughout the years, and we've had mixed opinions about him, but we've done a legacy in our archives. And we looking back at some of the Luger stuff from 88, 89, we're like, he was actually good. Like he wasn't like as bad as we thought. Like later he got, like worse. But I mean, the thing about Luger is he was selfish, and he won't deny it. And he did legitimately go through a transformation. It's hard to, when somebody is that kind of like negative and then they turn it around, he really has, like in the last decade, worked on himself and tried to be like the best Lex that he can. And like he understood. And now when he was talking in that interview, he was talking about Lex Luger in the past tense. Like that was the old, like he was almost talking about, this is just a different guy that did all these things. And man, like, he's had a hell of a career, like he's been in there with like the biggest names ever. He talked about the Yokozuna thing, about how I said it on one of our old episodes, because people were like, what a fumble that they didn't put the title on him. And I was like, yeah, but what if it was never planned? And Luger was like, it was never planned. Like, I was never going to beat Yoko at SummerSlam. It was Vince always said from the start, when I crown my champion, it's going to be at WrestleMania at Madison Square Garden, WrestleMania 10. That was Vince's plan from the beginning. And he told Lex flat out, Lex said flat out, I'm not saying I'm going to put it on you, but if I do, it's going to be at MSG. So don't ever expect it any other time. And Lex was like, I got it. So Lex was like, Vince and I had an understanding from the beginning. When he put me in the Lex Express, when he did all that stuff, he even kind of shit on Bruce Pritchard a little bit, but he was positive because he's that way now. Like he was like, Bruce Pritchard edited those videos, and they tried to like
make it like he was miserable.
That I was negative, like when I was on the bus and I was miserable. He was like, that wasn't true. He was like, we had a good time on the bus. We laughed. We enjoyed. He's like, it's not always fun sleeping in a can, but he's like, I was fine with it. But he's like, I saw the documentary on the A&E. I understand why they did what they did, because they had to put a little storyline and hook in there. But he's like, it really wasn't true. Like, I wasn't like really like hating on the fans.
And obviously he's honest enough now to say if he was a problem back then, he would have done it.
Yes.
So that's why I love the honesty. That's all we really
He's admitted to everything else. Why would he disagree on that?
Yeah. And he just said, like, Vince came up to me and he's like, I'm going to put the title on Brett. And he was like, Brett's a great champion. What am I going to do? Like, no. Like, no, you can't put it on Brett. Like, he's like, yeah. So
I don't like that thing.
Vince. Yeah, the whole thing is like Vince wanted to make another like upper mid card guy that sold a lot of merchandise, that was a USA guy, and like Hacksaw was, and he's like, that's what that's what they Hacksaw Lex Luger. That's what they wanted. Like he's like, that's what they wanted. He's like, he never promised me the title. We didn't change plans at the last minute. It was always Vince told him from the beginning.
No, he was at the bar and he told the guy.
Yeah, and basically he didn't talk about that rumor specifically, but the way he laid it out was like, that never happened. Like, he didn't tell someone in the bar the night before that he was going to win the title, and Vince is like, well, now you're not. Like, the main event of WrestleMania was planned. When Vince decided, it was Yoko and Brett.
Who reported that?
Always
what
the...
No, I'm just kidding.
So it's good to hear. And, like, Lex was always known as kind of like a dickhead, and everything. But he always said, Sting never gave up on me. He was like, there was a handful of guys that called. DDP was one of them. Vince called him after Elizabeth died. And just said, I just want to make sure you're all right. And he was like, yeah, but he was like so far into drugs and alcohol, it just didn't matter. But he's like, there was a lot of people that reached out to me, and he's like, but Sting never gave up on me. He was the only guy that's like, I'm here when you're ready. Like, Lex, like, I know you're not this guy. Like, you need to wake up. And he's like, yeah. And then, then they had the faith thing and all that stuff. And that's awesome. Like,
I love
that
Sting.
turned it.
God damn.
Yeah, Sting's awesome, dude.
Sting's amazing.
He's just a good dude,
guy.
man. Just a good, solid guy.
Great guy.
It's one of the reasons why I still think of Revolution last year when his retirement match. Like, it didn't matter where he retired or whatever. Like, that video clip and everything, and when he said goodbye, I was like, man, like, this is one of the real ones. Like, this is one of the last real ones. Like, he's fucking the best.
It's what WWE should have done. But
yeah,
I digress.
No, yeah, they fucked up.
I know, but I like him better as the anti. He wasn't anti WWE because he's always positive.
Yeah,
but I mean,
you're right.
His character was the anti WWE. Like, he didn't need them. He went to TNA when he could have went in 02, 03, and he didn't. And I'm like that he made that choice. I like that Sting retired outside of the WWE. I'm glad he had his run. We had a WrestleMania moment with him. We were mad about who won, but it doesn't matter. I'm glad that we got to see Sting come down on the stage in front of fucking 70,000 people. He deserves it, and it's awesome. Like I don't know how we got on Sting here, but I mean, like he's just one of the best. Like
only Hogan could have like that type of transformation.
Hogan and Flair just can't get out of their own way. Hogan and Flair, it's like the two greatest names of the 80s, right? Like in the early 90s, and it's like they can't fucking go away like that. But Sting figured it out. I don't know, it's weird.
Imagine just Hogan having a transformation. You know what, brother? It's time to put over the younger talent. He's just having like hardcore matches with Darby Allin and shit.
He's 70 years old. He's letting everybody
falling off that ladder through that glass like Darby.
Nobody needs to see that, bro.
I don't know. A lot of people might want to see that.
Strickland's like beating him.
I might want to see it.
He's on NXT. He's beating everyone.
Just like fucking doing, every week. Yeah, just
like the Hardys beat him and Moose beats him.
He's getting hit with fluorescent lights and stuff.
Just O.W.P just squashing him. Just fucking.
Jordynne Grace just beats him. Like picks him up and does her thing. Like, just
makes him tap out and everything. Oh, brother!
And we're like, Hogan's not a bad guy. He's changed.
No,
he's changed.
I don't need a reason to empathize him. No.
I concur. I wish he gave back. I wish he gave back better. I concur.
Yeah.
Hey, right. You're a fan that met him. You can't complain though, right? Because he's always treated fans good. Apparently.
No, he has.
I've never heard a bad story with a fan interaction with him.
I've never heard a bad fan reaction, but I also think they need to give back to the industry a little bit more and stop fucking selling yourself even when you're 60 or 70 years old. Like, stop acting like you're the main event. So if I come back, he's like 70 something. Am I going to beat Roman Reigns? No. He's like, fucking hell. Like, I mean, that's his attitude. Like, it's.
I mean, he had no choice in the ruthless aggression era because those guys would have kicked his ass for real. Kurt Angle.
You can pitch your beer, but you're not wrestling.
Do you think that's what it is? When his 2002 to 2005 run, do you think the only reason he even agreed to put over guys like Angle and Brock and those guys, like, because they would probably beat the shit out of him if he fucking got stupid?
Well, that and Vince was giving him money, like, you know what I mean, like good money. Like,
brother, fine. He's all, you want to put over fucking Spike Dudley? I'll do it, brother.
Right after that was the reality show too, so like he was rolling.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, I guess.
And then people found out he was
still one of his best runs. Though. I'm still going. I'll still go on record and say that every time. Still his best run.
It was fun.
Even Flair, having fucking getting bloodied up by a Taker and having great matches, and even Flair had a match with Vince. Like everyone had a match with Vince, and everyone had a banger of a match. Mick Foley, Hogan, Flair.
I'll never forget. It was kind of sitting
a
there.
Banger, but it was fun.
Yeah.
He's willing to make money off everything done.
Angle beat Hogan. Hogan hit him with the leg drop. When he landed the leg drop, Angle caught the leg and stood up and put him in the ankle lock, and it was probably one of the most creative fucking. Yeah, Hogan let him decimate the leg drop, and then Hogan tapped out for the first time in his career.
It was fucking great. It was awesome. It was an awesome moment. Like, I love that.
And then he still can't figure out how to get back to the industry. But anyway,
brother,
I digress.
Yeah, brother. I mean, I just put over Angle, brother.
We're at an hour and 3 minutes. How this is our first test live on YouTube. This is good stuff. We're breaking ground here.
We're on Unscripted on YouTube. Now you don't have to worry about tomorrow. Wait for tomorrow to see it, right?
Yeah.
Right before the pay-per-view?
Right.
Yes.
Well, I mean...
It's been a great
Sorry, Craig, what were you going to say, buddy?
I was just going to say where everyone can see us.
Oh, well, right now we're on YouTube and Twitch.
At the match?
No, at the match!
Sorry. All right, well, I guess you'll see it on the TV, but the stream is over!
Fuck off.